I want to put a post in the ground right at the beginning of this chat, just so there's no confusion as we progress the conversation. Can you explain what heart rate variability is?
Yeah. So heart rate variability, it's actually been around to give a bit of a history. It's been around for quite a long time. It was originally devised as a method of all-cause mortality in health, more than sports performance, as we're going to talk about it today. But the heart rate variability, it's looking at the variation in the gap between heartbeats. So if anyone's ever watched any hospital show and you see that the QRS wave where you have the big peak in the R value, which is where the big wave, and it's where the ventricles contract and they pump blood around the systemic circulation. That is the R value. And what you're essentially doing is you're measuring the gap between heartbeats. So as you and me sit here right now, even if our heart rate is, say, 60 for simplicity, it doesn't mean that every gap is 1 second. It's actually changing every time. So we usually measure in milliseconds. So it might go from 1,000 milliseconds to 800 milliseconds to 600 milliseconds. And that variation in the gap is, in essence, what heart rate variability is. And there's a number of different ways and mathematical measures we can do to measure that. There's things called a time domain analysis, which is pretty much looking at differences in standard deviations. And then there's the spectral analysis, which looks at the frequency of change, so to speak. And the reason we're interested in this is because we know that the variation in heartbeats is linked to our autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system is something that we have no control over, but many will know of it as your fight or flight, which is a sympathetic. So when we're stressed, we have heightened sympathetic dominance. And then when we're at rest, or we call it rest and digest, it's more parasympathetic. So it's more to do with digestion and recovery and rest. So if I gave you a fright right now, you feel your heartbeat suddenly in your chest, and that's a sympathetic nervous system kicking into action and taking over from the parasympathetic system. And that's in essence what heart rate variability is. It's a window into the measurement of the autonomic nervous system.
So if you like this video, you should definitely check out this video because I know you're going to love it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.